guys, it's Jessica and welcome back to the Sugar Crystal Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make super creamy and delicious DOJIMA roll cake. I love it because the entire center is filled with cream and it's absolutely delicious, so let's get right into the recipe. The first step is to separate the whites from the yolks from your 5 eggs and place them into separate bowls. Now you just want to whip your egg whites until they become nice and frothy, and then at this point we can just stop the mixer and then add in our cream of tartar, which just helps to stabilize the egg whites. It's optional, but I always like to use it. And then you want to beat that in until you form soft peaks, and at this stage you can begin adding in your first quarter cup of sugar, and you just want to keep beating this until they form stiff peaks. Now we can move on to the egg yolks. You just want to beat your next quarter cup of sugar with the yolks until they become nice and pale and fluffy. Now to this we're going to add in a quarter cup of vegetable oil, a quarter cup of milk, and a splash, about a teaspoon or so, of vanilla extract. And then you just want to beat them in as well. Now to the egg yolk mixture, we are going to sift in 3/4 of a cup of cake flour. And then you just want to fold it through with a spatula until everything's well incorporated. Now at this point you can add in your egg whites. I'm sorry, I forgot to film it here, but you want to add in 1/3 the egg whites at a time until it becomes like this. Now I'm going to pour my sponge cake batter into my prepared rectangular cake pan lined with parchment paper, and you just want to bang it a couple times on the table to remove any of the gigantic large air bubbles in there. Now just pop this into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 13 minutes until it's golden brown. Once it's finished baking, you want to flip it over onto a cooling rack, and then after peeling off all the parchment paper, you want to roll up the cake and let it cool that way so that when you roll it up later, the cake won't crack. Now I'm just flipping the cake over so that the brown side faces up and rolled it that way because I want the brown side to be on the inside and the spongy part to be on the outside of the cake roll. Now here I'm just making some simple syrup with 2 tablespoons of warm water and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar so that I can brush it over my sponge cake later. Now for the lovely whipped cream filling, you will need 1 2/3 cup of heavy whipping cream, and you just want to beat this until it forms soft peaks. Now at this point we can add in our 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk. But if you don't have the condensed milk, you can just use 4 tablespoons of sugar instead. And I also added in some vanilla bean paste because I really want to see those vanilla bean specks in my whipped cream. And then I just beat it all together until the cream forms stiff peaks. Now that our cake is all cold, we can unroll it and then trim off the edges. Now once the cake has been all trimmed, just go ahead and brush the entire cake with the simple syrup that we made earlier. Now here I'm just cutting slits in the cake, not all the way through, just a little bit so that it will make it easier for me to roll it up later. And then now you can just go ahead and spread a thin layer of whipped cream over the entire cake, and then after that you just want to make a mound of whipped cream on one end of the cake, and this is what's going to form that center filled with whipped cream later. Carefully using the parchment paper, roll the cake so that one end meets the other, and then you just want to use your hands to tighten up the roll, and then now you just want to wrap it in some plastic wrap and then just tighten the ends like a candy roll. Now I'm just going to pop this cake roll into the fridge for about half an hour so that the cream can firm up and it will make it much easier to slice later. Now here I've just taken the cake roll out of the fridge, and you just want to first trim off the edges so that it reveals the beautiful inside. And at this point you're basically done, and all you have to do is slice up your cake roll. I didn't just stop there, I even went as far as to plating this dessert because I thought it just looked so lovely. So I made some whipped cream swirls and I added some sliced bananas and drizzled on some melted chocolate. And that's it for this DOJIMA cake roll. I hope you guys truly give this a try. This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite recipes. I love cake rolls. The fluffy sponge cake with the creamy, silky center. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone!